Milton, Ontario resident Mac Clark is making a lot of noise in open wheel racing. He's rising quickly through the ranks. He's already won multiple races in the USF Juniors category on the road to Indy and has his sights set even higher. And he joins us from his sim rig.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me, Todd. Yeah, it's where I got my webcam set up, so it's kind of my chill go-to spot for Zoom meetings.
How much time do you spend there? Obviously, when you're not traveling, but how much time do you spend in this rig?
In between school and like my traveling with racing, I'd say like when I get the chance, 1-2 hours a day. I mean, this sim's more like driving with your eyes, kind of. You don't really get, that bodily feel like a race car. You feel it in your back and like kind of in your butt a little bit. But on the sim, not so much. It's more of a stationary thing. So it's definitely good for learning, the bumps, the curves of an individual racetrack, and really important for visual references, but not so much on the feel side of like what you actually feel on a hot lap in a race car.
Started in karts, you've made your way into open wheel cars now. How different is it driving a race car versus a kart?
Honestly, it's a monumental difference. The go-kart, you go from something with, 55 horsepower and maybe with you in it in total weighs like 350 pounds. And then you move to this, giant race car. So the suspension is much different. You don't have suspension in go-karts, a lot of weight transfer, like I said, and a lot more horsepower. So it's definitely a big adjustment for young drivers.
Seems like your real goal is to move up the open wheel ranks in North America, though. Have you set targets of how quickly you'd like to do that? And I guess by winning is the quickest way along the road.
I think results definitely help. And I've been told by a few people, especially in the last few months, that you really don't want to set a certain time goal. If it takes you a little longer than others, that might not necessarily be a bad thing. You might be more prepared when you get to the top. So the ultimate goal for me is IndyCar, and we'll see where that takes me.
Because you've driven USF Juniors, you're driving F4 as well. How difficult is the transition between one to the other?
Yeah, so this year, USF Juniors, FR Americas, definitely a large transition in between the two. I mean, the FR Americas car is basically like a detuned F3 car. So it's pretty quick. She's got, I think, just over 300 horsepower, a lot of weight to slow down, something new to me. So jumping back and forth, I really have to make sure that I'm mentally prepared, whether that be, on the sim or with, pre-weekend notes, and just trying to get my head into the game as fast as possible when I strap into each car.
What about chemistry with different teams too?
That's been interesting this year. I have 2 brand new teams, and I'm, amazingly lucky, I guess, to be given the opportunity to drive in 2 different series. So meeting a whole bunch of new people and just starting to gel with them and get the season started has been a fun experience.
Do you prefer Mac to Mackenzie? And if so, how come?
I definitely prefer Mac. I don't know. Mackenzie was always like so formal to me. Like even in elementary school, my teachers would be like, Mackenzie this and Mackenzie that. I don't know. All my close friends and family always called me Mac, like even when I was little. So when I got to high school, I just told everyone my name was Mac. No one even knew my name was Mackenzie.
This is different than a typical teenage high school year life. Do you get to actually live a normal life, or is it just kind of this different experience than your friends as you go off and go racing every weekend?
It's definitely a little different. And I always joke around, like it's hard to juggle school racing and, have a decent social life all at the same time. So, I mean, I have a pretty good group of friends at home, and, when I get the chance, have an off day here and there, I'll do my best to spend time with them and try to live like a normal kid. But a lot of my time is dedicated to racing. And then when I get back, catching up on school, obviously. You
listen to a lot of music on race weekends. Is it get you pumped up music, or is it more I need to calm down and focus music? And if there's anything specific, tell me what it is.
It's more of, I'd say, like the pumped up kind of thing. Like I like to get ready before the race, I'll like throw in the football, have my earphones in. And I think it just, it pumps me up, but it also helps me stay calm in kind of a weird way. I feel focused. I feel like there's no outside distractions. Like I'm ready to, take on the track.
Matt Clark from Milton, Ontario. You'll be hearing his name more rising through the ranks of open wheel racing. Who knows, maybe we'll even see him at some point racing downtown in the Honda Indy Toronto one year. That'd be really cool.
That would be amazing. That's always a dream for a young Canadian driver.
Thanks, Mac.
Thank you, Todd.
And that'll do it for this edition of REV Culture. Make sure you're following along on our social channels for all the latest info and updates. We'll be back again soon with another edition. See you next time.